What's up, guys? Jacob here with Mystery Arts Inc. coming to you live from the couch. Mystery Arts Inc. taking you further in the mystery arts with in-depth reviews, tutorials, and overall ideas that I feel are worth spreading. My name is Jacob Smith. I am, as always, your host. If today you're tuning in, there's a good chance that you have exactly what you want to hear in mind. Whose book I'm discussing today is somebody that I've been close with for many years. We've been getting on good friends since early, I believe, 2014, so it's been somewhere in the ballpark of 4 years. And he's the only creator I know, well, not the only creator, one of the few creators I know, I should say, that I think always constantly steps his game up. Before we get into this, I posted in the cafe recently kind of talking about this, but I want to kind of elaborate it. The elaboration is I use the example of trilogies in movies. There's very few movies that the part one is better than, the part two is better than the part one. And then on top of that, there's very few that the third volume is better than the second as well as the first. Good example of this, not even George Lucas could beat this slump. Star Wars: A New Hope was incredible. Empire Strikes Back, even better. Return of the Jedi, he compromised his artistic integrity to create and sell toys. Now, regardless of what your opinion is, you have to admit it's very hard to keep momentum going and keep improving without rehashing material, or if you are going to rehash material, having substantial improvements. Reason I say that is there is some rehash in here, but in the best possible way. I personally have worked with Fraser on a lot of these ideas. I've crop tested them for him over the years. I've helped refine scripts, put my own thoughts into it, and together with Peter Turner, Ross Taylor, Fraser himself, Adrian Laughlin, and the other creative guys out there in the psychomechanical scene, we've kind of made these things a labor of love, but I should not take any credit away from Fraser. These are all his brain children that have just become beautiful, lovely creations that have come from such a fertile, elegant mind such as his. Fraser's a top-notch guy. I want to get that out of the way, and I want to also say that I do not have the physical print book currently in possession. It's on the way. I'll get it when I get it. I think that you're going to really have a lot of treats in here. Let's go ahead and get into some of the contents in the book. Some of the standout things for me, for sure, are going to be Fraser's new method for gaining everything from single digits and double digits that people think of number-wise to star signs, names, almost everything. There's a big mixed bag in here, and that's what I think is really cool. False Messiah primarily was on one or two techniques, in a way, and it was excellent. Phenomenal book. Second Coming came around, and it was really even better than False Messiah. The input and co-writing by Ross Taylor in there really brought things even further. And of course, Fraser's fertile mind produced even more incredible ideas that I think made the psychomechanical scene much more workable and doable. This lovely offering in the Book of Angels really brings a lot of those ideas full circle. It's so funny talking to Fraser. I know how hard it was for him to write this book. He's been talking about it for about a year since the release of Second Coming, because every time he comes up with something, he never sees it as finished, which I know is definitely something he's gotten from the Kenton Knepper school of thought. Fraser never sees an idea as finished. He's always making it better, refining it, and that really shows in this. You're going to see some kind of callbacks to his past works, all the way back from True Mysteries, which was an excellent release itself as well. 1 and 2 both had incredible material in it. And I don't want to discount that. I was talking hardback books in the trilogy talking side of things earlier. You're going to see some callbacks to those True Mystery days with things such as A Change of Beliefs and some of the hypnotic and pseudo-hypnotic material. I think this is a welcome thing, because Change of Beliefs has grown. I've used it during the campaign days. I had a lot of fun being able to change the candidates people thought of. and take it outside of the scope of do you believe in God? Because here in the States, at least, it's one of those things where there's some people very left, some people very right, but a lot of people just don't want to have any certainty, and they don't want to admit any certainty because then they feel they're not PC. Obviously, you're going to find some great updates on the change of beliefs in here. Other things, the mental peak of a single digit or a letter or a name or star sign, phenomenal. He's taken the idea that originated in Sync, which they released from his notebooks. It was, for me, I felt like there was something more there. He just hadn't discovered it yet. And fairly recently, he did discover it, and it's really come full circle. He streamlined it, made it simple to follow, simple to get the information needed, start revealing names, numbers, so on and so forth. Really great for those of you out there that still hold on to and perform Isabella's Star 2. The star goes supernova. Other things that are going to be included in the book is a in-depth, multi-chapter take on his propless drawing duplication, influenced by my other friend, Vedam Malik, this is all in here with his permission, obviously, takes on his Proteus. I think I Fall to Pieces has really taken that in a direction that I find personally works for me. I've taken this out, worked it, the new framing to it, where I can't even really go into it because I don't want to give too much away. The new framing to it makes it really impeccable, unbacktrackable, and you get so much information out of it that it's just incredible. Just from the spectator, and they have no idea that they are secreting this. It really is in a lot of ways like having a real spell book in front of you. For those of you that know Fraser's work, you'll know he's very passionate about the subject of star signs. In here, you're going to find a wealth of star sign information, including what I think is one of the main coup de grace here that I think might be a little overlooked. A routine where you could have somebody divine your star sign for real. It's incredible. It sounds impossible, but it's there, trust me, and it's using a method that I think many of you already probably know, but in a very different context and very different way. The silent star sign anagram in here, kind of co-authored by Peter Turner, really opens up a lot of possibilities as well. There's lots of truth teller and liar applications for this. There's just so much you can do with it. And since going out and testing it myself, it really makes the method solid because it really capitalizes on that whole idea of almost having a conversation in your head between two people, and it looks precisely like that. It really tackles one of the main problems I have personally with things such as progressive anagrams. Really, you apply this to any progressive anagram and immediately you have it looking a million times better. I also have some pointers on this that will go into my iPhone project with my fourth dimensional telepathy. I'm going to actually using this with that from now on. In here, there's also a nice, going back in time again to some past releases, there's updates on some very classic Fraser releases that I know many people are out there using, such as Adrian Lachlan and leaps and bounds of others, such as Rose, which I think makes it even more refined and perfect with some compliments in there by Peter Turner as well. It's obviously them essentially being two of the best friends in mentalism I've ever seen, and two of the best friends in mentalism I have as well. So much admiration for those gentlemen. They've really refined things like Rose. They've gone back and changed some things that maybe you read in True Mysteries 2, giving this really free, open choice principle for some effects. There's loads in here that really goes back in time and refines some of these ideas and brings them full circle, really. Once again, I know there will be even more refinements coming in any future notebook releases that Fraser puts out because he never considers an idea done. The simplicity and elegance of Rose really comes through in this. I think that for those of you that have not seen Rapture, Rapture really captures the element of how effective this material is. Rapture will showcase things like Rose, like ploy, which is once again discussed in this book, including a new propless ploy method that makes it really, really, really invisible, direct. There's other guest contributions. You'll find updates as well as the original handling of things such as PADS, which is the star sign divination co-created between Fraser and Adrian Lachlan. You'll find updates on the O-Force and the principles surrounding Croft by Ross Taylor and directions Fraser's taken it over the years. I have to say, some of my favorite things in here that I haven't mentioned so far definitely go to updated handlings on Mool, M-O-O-L, the thought of name divination utilizing a mechanical method that is still, in a way, propless. It is, but it isn't. Utilizes playing cards to divine thought of names. There's also something here absolutely incredible. I can't believe I mentioned it earlier. The slip of the tongue. Oh my goodness. I can't even begin to illustrate how amazing it is. It's a simple binary cue. There's also some eye closure techniques in here as well that go along with this, but slip of the tongue is absolutely a thing of beauty. I remember Fraser showing it to me, and I just literally burst out laughing after he performed the initial effect on me. I could not believe how clever, brilliant, it even flew by me, and I see way too much. I Skype Fraser way too much. And honestly, it is really just a kingpin in this book of how amazing and how far Fraser's really taken something as simple as just verbally talking to somebody and using it to extract information. Also in here you'll find Quiet by Adrian Laughlin as well as Fraser's Memoria 2. Some updated handlings in here, different things thrown in, a pinch of salt there, a dash of pepper there, just to really bring out that flavor of that great mentalism steak a little bit more. The Book of Angels is definitely going to be, just like Fraser's other releases, some of the cutting-edge future releases that I think when we look back at them in maybe 20, 30 years, we're going to not believe that such an accelerated advancement in mentalism happened by such a incredibly generous, kind man. Fraser really doesn't, I think, give himself enough credit because the work in this book is just absolutely through the roof. I know Fraser is my good friend. You might feel I'm biased, but you won't understand until you see this book and you see the other glowing reviews. I want to put out a shout out to all of you that purchased this book. Please record a small video, talk about why it was so revolutionary, what your thoughts honestly are on it. So that way I'm not seen as just another guy spouting out hype. Well, thank you again for tuning in. Once again, Mr. Yards Inc. I hope you enjoyed this slight change of scenery here. I thought we'd just sit down and have a casual conversation, mano a mano, and really discuss something I'm truly passionate about in the psychomechanical field and the works of my dear friend Fraser Parker. Hit that like button if you found this useful. Share it if that's your prerogative. But please, whatever you do go ahead and subscribe below because that is what keeps these videos going. Share the love and keep fueling Mr. Yards Inc. because there's a lot more to come. Thank you again for watching. This is Jacob tuning out. And why the hell not? I'll just go ahead and vanish in 3, 2, 1. Nah, I didn't really vanish. I'm just here behind the camera now. Bye.